Hello students, in the last class we have categorized disease on the basis of the extent of occurrence and the basis of the duration. Today we will be categorizing disease on the basis of communicability. On the basis of communicability. So on the basis of communicability we have broadly divided the disease in two types, congenital and acquired. Congenital and acquired. Congenital is also known as innate. Congenital or innate. As the name suggests, congenital or innate means that is from the birth, and acquired disease are those disease which we get after we are born. This congenital disease, how this congenital disease occurs? What is the reason behind congenital disease? The reason can be genetical, means if there is any genetical disorder or any mutations in the chromosomes, this congenital disease may occur, and also it may occur due to the nutrients deficiency also. Examples of congenital disease are hemophilia, color blindness and albinism. Hemophilia, color blindness and albinism. These diseases are inborn diseases that these occur by birth. By birth, these are present in the particular person or patient. These occur because of some genetical disorder or due to some nutrient deficiency. And this congenital disease, one of the important thing is that these congenital disease are inheritable. These are inheritable. Why these are inheritable? Because these occurs due to genetic changes, and these genetic changes occur in the genes, and genes are carried from one generation to another. So if a child is having congenital disease, it's obvious that it would be taken to the next generation also. Now coming to the acquired means these are acquired during the lifetime. And these acquired disease are non-inheritable. Here we have seen that congenital disease are inheritable, but these acquired disease are non-heritable. Non-heritable means that these do not pass from one generation to another generation. Now we will be studying these acquired diseases in broad, because this acquired is again divided into two categories on the basis of the communicability. So here we draw like this. Acquired diseases are of two types, communicable and non-communicable. As the name suggests, communicable means they spread from diseased person to healthy person by means of air, water, food, insect. These communicable diseases are also known as infectious disease. Infectious diseases, and these non-communicable are also known as non-infectious. These acquired diseases are broadly divided into two categories, communicable and non-communicable. Communicable means infectious disease. These are caused by pathogens. I have already described about the pathogen. What are pathogen? I hope you all know that what are pathogen. So this communicable disease spread from diseased person to healthy person by some mode of transmission, like by means of air, water, food, etc. We would be studying this mode of transmission in detail later on in the chapter. Now this communicable disease are again categorized into two categories. Now this communicable disease are again categorized into two types: contagious and non-contagious. Contagious and non-contagious. Contagious means that they do not need an intermediate for spreading. No need of intermediate. I'll give you example. Example is common cold. Common cold. If a person at your home catches cold, somehow you also get infected by this. There is no need of any intermediate that something is carrying the common cold from that person to you, but it's just no need of intermediate. And one more example is ringworm. Non-contagious, as it I have told you that in contagious there is no need of intermediate, but in non-contagious there is a need of intermediate. Intermediate is required. Now what are these intermediate? These intermediate are of two kinds. One is the carrier and another one is the vector. What are carrier? Carrier are those organisms which carry the pathogen external to their body. For example, housefly. Houseflies, housefly do not take in that pathogen. They just sit on that dirty place where the pathogen is there. It just sticks to its legs and it carry it from one place to another place. Example of carrier is housefly that spread diseases like cholera and dysentery. There is a basic difference between carrier and vector. Carrier carries the pathogen outside its body, it doesn't take it inside its body. But in vector, one of the life cycle of the pathogen is completed inside the vector. By taking example, you would be getting easily. For example, vector of female Anopheles mosquito. Female Anopheles mosquito. Female Anopheles mosquito, which disease it causes? It causes malaria. It causes malaria, and these vectors are very host specific. These vectors carry, this female Anopheles keeps the pathogen inside its body, and whenever it bites another healthy person, these pathogens are transferred to that person. Now we have classified the disease on the basis of communicability into congenital and acquired. Congenital are the genetic diseases and maybe due to some nutrient deficiency and that were inheritable, that they pass from one generation to another. Examples were hemophilia, color blindness and albinism. Now after that we have classified acquired that are acquired from during the lifetime. These are again divided into communicable and non-communicable diseases. Communicable disease are infectious disease and non-communicable are non-infectious. Then we have classified communicable into contagious and non-contagious on the basis of the need of intermediate for spreading the disease. Now we are going to classify the non-communicable, non-infectious disease into. Now we are going to study about the non-infectious diseases. Non-communicable. These are also known as non-infectious. Non-infectious, why we are telling it as a non-infectious disease? Because it doesn't spread from the diseased person to healthy person. Now the non-infectious disease are of further type. Let's study them one by one. First is the degenerative disease. Degenerative diseases. Why it occurs? It occurs due to aging or malfunctioning of any organ. Aging occurs due to aging or malfunction of any of the organ in our body. For example, if our heart is not working well, heart is not working, then we'll have a heart attack. And if kidney is not working, that means kidney failure. So these diseases are the degenerative disease that occurs due to the malfunction of any of the organ in our body. So this cannot be transmitted to the next generation, transferred to the next generation, because this occurs during the lifetime of the person. Now second is the deficiency diseases. Deficiency word, what do you mean by deficiency word? That there is lack of some nutrients in the body. Deficiency disease occurs due to lack of some nutrients in our diet. For example, if we are not getting proper vitamin A in our diet, deficiency of vitamin A, what we will cause? We will have night blindness. And if we have deficiency of vitamin B, we'll have beriberi. And if we have deficiency of vitamin C, we will having scurvy. And if we have deficiency of vitamin D, we have rickets. If we have a deficiency of iron in our body, it would lead to anemia. So these were the deficiency disease that are occurring due to the lack of some nutrients in our diet. And you all know what are nutrients. Nutrients are fats, proteins, vitamins, minerals. These all are required for the proper development of the body. But if there is deficiency of any of the nutrients or minerals, then we would have these type of diseases. Next are the allergy. Allergy are caused by some hypersensitivity. Allergies are also known as hypersensitivity. If a person is sensitive to some things like dust, pollen grains, it is known as hypersensitivity. That means we are sensitive. We are not just sensitive, we are hypersensitive to some substances that are causing this disease, allergy. Hypersensitivity. Example of an allergy is hay fever. And there are many examples. The most common example is that the persons are having allergy to the dust. Next is the cancer. Cancer is also a degenerative disease. Cancer is the uncontrolled growth of cells. Here the uncontrolled growth of cells is occurring by mitosis and not by meiosis. So if in any part of a body there is uncontrolled growth of cells, we would be having cancer. Cancers can occur in any part of the body. As you all have heard about the brain tumor. If in brain there is uncontrolled growth of cells, we will be having brain tumor. The next type of degenerative disease is mental disorder. Mental disorder, as you all know that by the name, that mentally, if any person is having any problem related to the mental conditions. Okay, mental disorder means he's having some mental problem, and that would lead to a disease, any of the mental diseases. Now next is the occupational disease. Some disease may be catched by the person where he is working. So that disease is caused by his occupation. So occupational diseases. For example, a person is working in an asbestos factory, so his lungs would be having a lot amount of an asbestos, and he would be having now lung cancer. Lung cancer. So occupational disease related to the place where a person is working. For example, asbestosis. Asbestosis, that are lung cancer caused by asbestos deposition in lungs. Now the last is the addiction. I hope you all know this word addiction. When a person becomes addicted to some drugs or alcohol, that person is known as addicted to that particular drug or alcohol. The habit of consuming alcohol and drugs makes him dependent on that thing. Addiction, more and more use of or intake of any drug or alcohol makes that person addicted to it. For example, addiction to alcohol or drugs. So we have studied all the diseases that are non-communicable. We have first of all studied the degenerative disease, and then deficiency disease, then allergy, cancer, mental disorder, occupational disease. All the above said disease are not heritable to the next generation. All the above said diseases are non heritable, as all the above said diseases are non heritable, as these diseases do not pass from one generation to another generation, because the disease have not been incorporated in the genetic material of that person. On the other way, the congenital disease have occurred due to the genetical changes made in the body, but these diseases have been acquired during the lifetime of that person, and it cannot be herited to the next generation. So these were the diseases on the basis of the communicability. Now we are going to study about the classification, the categorization of disease on the basis of the causative agent. Categorization of disease on the basis of causative agent. On the basis of the causative agent, diseases have been divided into the following types: bacterial diseases. Bacterial diseases, as the name suggests, bacterial means that are caused by bacteria. Second is the viral diseases. Viral diseases, as the name suggests, that occurs due to virus. Next, fungal diseases occurs due to fungus. Next, protozoan disease. Protozoan disease, as the name suggests, occurs due to protozoa. And the last, worms, that occurs due to the worm. Now we'll be dealing with some examples of the bacterial, viral, fungal and protozoan diseases. Bacterial disease are caused by bacteria. Example are cholera and tuberculosis. Viral disease are AIDS and chickenpox. Fungal disease are food poisoning and ringworm. These are caused by various types of fungus. Protozoan disease, the best example is malaria and diarrhea. And the last are the worms, example filariasis and ascariasis. Now we will be studying these pathogenic organism, their structure one by one. First we'll be dealing with the bacteria. Bacteria are unicellular prokaryotic microscopic organisms. Unicellular, that means these are single cell organisms. Prokaryotic means these do not have a nucleus covered by a nuclear membrane and the lacking of cell organelles, membrane bounded cell organelles, and these are microscopic, that these are not visible with the naked eye. Examples of disease caused by bacteria, we have already seen cholera. Cholera is caused by the bacteria named Vibrio cholerae. Another example is tuberculosis. The name of the bacteria of the tuberculosis is Mycobacterium. Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Now next is the viruses. Viruses are submicroscopic. These are the submicroscopic and these are regarded as intermediate between living and non-living organisms. Why we are calling viruses as the intermediate between living and non-living organism? Because it activates when it gets inside the host body. That means it is an obligate parasite. It needs its body to multiply its number because it doesn't have its own metabolic machinery and it uses the metabolic machinery of the host. So disease caused by viruses, as I already told you, AIDS, that is caused by the virus named HIV. AIDS caused by virus named HIV, human immunodeficiency virus. And chickenpox is also a viral disease. Chickenpox, that is caused by varicella zoster. I would like to tell you all that we have to underline these names of the bacteria because it's not being written in italics and it's being handwritten, so you have to underline it, and the name starting, the genus name should be in capital and the species name starting should be in small letter. In the next class we would be studying about protozoans, worms and fungi. Thank you.